Hi, welcome to my channel. It is, what day is it? Monday. It is the 27th of July. It was funny, on Saturday morning I said to my son when he walked down the stairs, I was like, is it Monday or is it Tuesday? And he started laughing and he said it's Saturday. So anyway, there goes my world and a little bit of my reality of, being home all the time and trying to be creative and trying to figure things out myself and following the news and trying to understand what's really going on in the world. What you don't see on the news these days is all the protests. You hear little bits and pieces occasionally of something flaring up in Portland or Louisville, Kentucky. You see them in Denver, you see them in Seattle, little pockets here, little pockets there, but you don't really see the unrest. Like the unrest going on in New York City. I'm from New York City. And it's my hometown, and I am, it's really scary because I believe in the protests in a peaceful way, but I also believe they need to come to an end. And I believe, now it's time to start writing the legislature and getting things done the way they're supposed to be. So I think what's going on in all these cities, the violence, the Molotov cocktails that they're throwing at police, the firecrackers, the fireworks, all this stuff, I think it's above and beyond the protest at this point. I think that the protesters have changed, and it's a little bit of anarchy right now. And it's scary because you don't know if, a revolution can start or a civil war or something. And if the police can't handle it now, what's going to happen at another point? It's just going to get out of hand. And I think we need to prepare ourselves for that. There's going to be haves and there's going to be have-nots in this whole system that's ready to collapse right now. It doesn't look like the Senate is going to really act on anything really fast. I think they want to pressure the Democrats, run the clock down, so there's no chance for a 50-50 meeting of the minds. I think the Senate likes their vacations too, and that's too bad because it's going to fall on the back of a lot of Americans. There's not a lot of optimism in jobs returning. They said jobs, optimism fades as jobs lost to the pandemic probably will not return. It was funny, on Saturday we went for a drive and we were driving through, suburbia, Boston, some little towns and some not so little towns. But, there are restaurants and they all have these big tents outside them in their parking lots with, 15, 20 tables. And you saw this on a state, highway. It wasn't a highway, but it was a main road. And they had all these, I'd say we passed maybe 5 or 6 of them. And there was nobody in them. It was 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. We were driving through another small town, it was actually a city. And in the center of town, they had like a bakery, like an eat-in bakery kind of thing. They had a restaurant. They had a juice shop. They had various clothes. They were all closed. 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. Nobody walking on the streets. This is summertime. It's not January. So it's a really scary time because who knows, what's really going to happen. Another interesting thing is yesterday I went to the supermarket, and usually I pay with a credit card or a debit card or something, but I had cash and I wanted to pay with cash, but you couldn't pay with cash. Everything was no cash because of a lack of change. There's been a lack of loose change for a long time now, and change, change. Quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, right? I have a bowl of change here just sitting on my desk. You can't find change, so people and stores are not accepting cash. So we don't know. I have my ideas about why there's no change. Everything's been shut down for a long time, but even banks, and you can't really find change. There's a lot of theories out there. I personally think that the mint has been closed. Nobody's been working there, so no coins have been made. And it's a constant thing. You shut that down And, people collect coins, people throw them in a jar, people throw them in water coolers. I mean, people just, not all the change is recycled. So they're constantly making more change. And I think during that April, May shutdown, that coins just weren't being made. So they are in the process of, making more coins. I guess we need coins because, some people think that, and then, the other party, you can think that they're doing away with currency and there's going to be no more physical currency anymore and it's all going to be electronic. And I think eventually that will happen, but I don't think we're going to be there yet. So I think change will be available. It's just going to take a while to revamp. Just like you go to Walmart and you see all the shelves empty. If you're looking for an appliance or you're looking for some sheets or blankets or anything like that, you can't find them at Walmart. You can't find them at Target. You can't find them anywhere. It's just been, it's a supply chain thing. And I think the coins are the same thing. I think it's just a supply chain thing. Okay, so a lot of you also know I have this thing with Tanzania, and I long to go back there one day. But I was reading something, and someone said that the chances of getting this Rona infection on the airplane to and from is very high. So that's another reason why I don't think I'll go for a while. I guess somebody who lives there has had family come to the United States, and I guess 6 of them got infected from the time they left to the time they arrived in America. So they're quarantining now. So that's... I don't know, it's a strange world we're living in, and, I have a long, it's summertime now, it's really, really hot, so I'm just working on my nonprofit and working on a couple of projects, painting the outside of my house to keep myself busy. Unemployment has run out for millions of Americans. There's no jobs for them to go back to. Evictions are going to start taking place. Who knows when the Senate is going to do this? There's a lot of stuff going around. And, the Marlins baseball team just made a disaster out of every sports event that's going to happen, in my opinion. You can't go from Florida to Philadelphia and infect, 9 players turning positive. What the hell? Wouldn't you know that before you made the trip to Philadelphia? Now, Philadelphia's done a really good job controlling this, and now you bring it with you. So I think sports is doomed. I don't think it can happen. I just don't think it can happen. And personally, I live in the Boston area. We've done a really good job controlling it. I want to keep it that way. It is a sort of false sense of security. But, we wear a mask when we go out. I'd like to see the traffic subside a little bit more, but it is what it is. And let's hope that, the world... some more magic happens overnight with the Senate and the Congress, and how we're going to help everyday Americans, because right now Americans are going to be hurting. All right, have a great day, and you guys respond and ask any questions, and you let me know your thoughts. All right, have a good one.